So this video will give the trolls an opportunity to tell everybody how big of a jerk I am. Oh, you're just a jerk. I wouldn't be that mean to people. Sometimes you just have to be neighborly. But they will be the first ones to pull the stunt as to why I have to be a jerk. So yesterday I think it was, might have been 2 days ago, I don't know, I got a phone call. Guy calls me up and says, hey, you work on golf carts? No, I don't, and just work on lawn equipment. I explain my insurance policies and all that. And that usually gets people to say, oh, okay, thanks for your time. Or, do you know someplace that does? No, not this guy. Oh, okay, well, it's not starting unless I put starting fluid in it. If I put starting fluid in, it'll start and then die. I said, yeah, I understand. And what do you think that might be? Really can't say. I don't know. You know, I'd have to take a look at it. Oh, okay. Well, then he thought, okay, so he doesn't work on golf carts. Maybe he could con me into fixing his golf cart by talking about his lawnmower. So he switched the whole subject. I also have a lawnmower, and it won't start. You put starting fluid in it, and it'll start up and die. As long as you're putting the starting fluid in it, it'll stay running. What do you think that might be? So he's completely taken the script from his golf cart to the lawnmower. It was the same script. So either he's put bad gas in both machines, or he's still talking about the golf cart. He just put lawnmower in front of it. And I said, well, you know, I'd have to take a look at it. He says, what do you charge to take a look at it? And I said, well, here's what I'll do is you bring it to me. I'll diagnose it for free, and then I'll let you know what it's going to cost. Oh, you won't tell me what it's going to cost over the phone? I said, there's just no way to tell you what it's going to cost. Well, he says, I would have thought that you would know by me explaining to you what's wrong. And I said, I can guess, and I might be right, but, you know, it's just, you know, sometimes it's something else. Oh, I see. And so the trolls will say, well, you should have just told him what was wrong with it. And then he finally said, well, do you think it might be the float? Which I wanted to say, no, it's not the float. And but the trolls will say that I should have just told him what's wrong. Here's why I don't. There's a guy that drives through all the time, every morning. At least he used to. And he doesn't anymore. But and he stopped one time and says, yeah, my lawnmower's smoking. What do you think it might be? And I said, well, you know, usually the head gasket's the first thing to go, and that's where I would start. And he said, you know, when you turn on the mowing deck, it would smoke really bad. And I said, I just worked on one just like that. It was the head gasket. So the next day he comes back. I got a customer in the yard, and he stops and yells at me. It wasn't the head gasket. I can see that. And I said, oh, okay. He says, it's got to be the rings. I'm trying to remember the sequence of events. That's why I paused, so I apologize. So anyway, I was frustrated because he yelled at me in front of the customer. The customer said, what, did you work on a lawnmower? It didn't work out? I said, no, I've never seen the lawnmower. He just asked me what I thought might be wrong with it. Oh, one of those kind. Yeah. So the next day he comes back and he shows me the head gasket. Or tries to. And I said, I don't want to look at that. I mean, I give you free advice, then you yell at me in front of my customer, and now you expect me to look at it again so you can yell at me what in front of another customer? No thanks. Oh, he was mad. Absolutely furious. And so the trolls will say, oh no, you got to be neighborly, you need to take care of neighbors, give them free advice. That's why I don't. Because the trolls would be the first ones to do what that guy did. Yell at me. Because I didn't give them the right advice. So I'm just not going to do it. And imagine if they think they're a customer. This guy didn't think he was a customer. But think of it, you know, they call you up, yeah, it's they'd be calling for a week. Well, that didn't work. What should I try next? Well, you could have just brought it to me and I could have had to fix it already. You'd be mowing your grass. But of course, it's probably the golf cart is what he was talking about. Now, the trolls will also say you should never give a free diagnostic. You need to make money. You're just stupid. Well, I'm telling you, the free diagnostic is the best thing you can do, I think. Just watch the video. Lady, she charges a diagnostic fee. So what she did was she took in this chainsaw or weed eater or something. I don't know. I just read the summary. I didn't watch the video. It had a broken rope. So she puts new rope in it and then does the diagnostic. Now the customer knows that you're going to get paid the diagnostic fee. So she takes the spark plug out and realizes, oh, it's got bad compression or, you know, something like that. It's shot. It's destroyed. So she has put money and time into a rope that the customer's not going to pay for. Even though there was a diagnostic fee, she's not going to get it. They're going to say, I'll just keep it. Of course, she doesn't want it. What are you going to do with it? Piece of junk. Nothing. You can't do anything with that. So she's out money. She's actually out money with hers. I'm not out any money with mine, because the way I would have handled that is they just set it on the bench. Now I do a 15-minute free diagnostic. That's what I do. I just set it right here on the porch. I had to pull the rope and realize, oh, the rope's broke. I had to call the customer and say, hey, your rope's broke. It needs new rope. So here's what it's going to cost to get a new rope put on that. Here's the thing. Once the new rope's on, then I can do the rest of the diagnostic. There may be additional charges after that. Do you want to continue with that? Of course, they're going to say, well, what do you think might be wrong with it after you put the rope on? Don't know. You get another free diagnostic. It'll be another 15 free diagnostic. And then I'll let you know what it's going to be. Oh. See? Then they can make a decision. Yeah, I'm going to pay for the rope. Now, I'm still at risk. I really am. Because this is just the way customers are. She charged a diagnostic and isn't going to get any money. But at least I got approval to put the rope on. And, they may not pay. I put the rope on, come back and say, oh, you know what? That thing's shot. So, I mean, there's still a risk, but I feel like there's less of a risk by them actually verbally, I make them document it. And because then I can kind of enforce it. Of course, I wouldn't actually take them to small claims, but I could enforce it and say, look, you agreed to this. Look, you said yes. Now, I'm sure somebody agreed to the diagnostic, but here's what I think is when you charge a diagnostic fee and it's broke, they feel offended. They're like, you're charging me for something that you can't fix, or you won't fix, or it's not cost effective to fix. Whereas I specifically said, this is probably not cost effective to fix, but if you want to continue on, I will. And the thing is 9 times out of 10, they'll say, no, don't worry about it. So I spent 2 seconds pulling on a rope and realized, nope, not broke, throw it aside, give it to the junk guy at the end of the year. I feel like it's just a better method, or at least equal to. Here's the thing. If you're telling everybody all these fees up front, they're less likely to bring you the lawnmower, is my thinking. Yeah, you got a $60 diagnostic fee, and then I charge $100 an hour once we discover what it is, and then you have to buy parts, and I don't do any of that. No, I'm going to do something for free. Free, everybody loves the word free. And then I'll let you know what it costs. So they get it here. I do the free diagnostic, and I say, look, it's going to be $100, parts and labor to fix it. They are less likely to come pick it up and say, no, I don't want to work on it, than they are. I said that backwards. They're not going to come pick it up, is what I'm trying to say. They're more likely they're going to say, go ahead and work on it. See, because when I told them it was a free diagnostic, they already calculated in their head, well, I do want to get it fixed. So let's just go ahead and take it over and see what he says. Whereas if you tell them, yeah, it's going to be about $300 over the phone, because you got diagnostic fees and labor costs and parts costs, somewhere around $300, they have an opportunity then to say, nah, I'm not interested. But if it's here, they're more likely to say, yeah, go ahead and do it because I don't want to come pick it up. I mean, there's a risk either way. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like I'm reducing the risk of losing money by just giving a free diagnostic. 15 minutes, that's it. So it makes the customer think about the process. What do I actually want to spend money on? Don't get me wrong, I've been burned. Others have been, but the thing is she was burned with that rope. She lost the cost of the rope and the labor and all that. So you can get burned either way. I just feel like I'm less likely to get burned. The other thing is I've said in a previous video, I have now written out or developed a policy, a warranty policy, that is gonna just protect the heck out of me. And you know, my reputation, I'm always worried about the reputation. If they say okay to the warranty policy, it really just eliminates most everything. Unless it's just absolute neglect that I just, I'm not gonna do that. But if I actually fix it, then the warranty is you're gonna get 15 days on parts. Labor is not guaranteed. I might guarantee labor, maybe, if I absolutely found that I did something wrong, but likely it's just part failure, and I'm not gonna pay for the labor. That's not on me. That's your part. You bought it. And I know I got beat up on this last time, but I even said in the last video, I took a Chevy Cavalier to a Goodyear shop. They changed out the wheel bearing, and a month later I brought it back. They warranted the wheel bearing, but I had to pay the labor the second time. So that's all I'm doing. Why should I get ripped off at every turn? I just don't see it. And you know, it's been pretty rough couple of years. I've given up a lot of time for free working on people's lawnmowers. So this new warranty, anything over 10 years, not warranted. If you hit something, not warranted. I'm not even going to try to warranty it. You know, I had that zero turn here, and he hit something so hard it damaged the PTO. I spent a ton of time, you know, getting the return label and everything to Amazon so I could return that. I had to take it out over to the hardware store. You know, there's time and travel costs and all that. I know it's not a lot, but that's mine. And he didn't pay for any of that. Of course, we got the PTO back, but if I'd have said, look, you hit something, that is on you. I did nothing wrong. And there's no warranty because you signed a thing that said no warranty on hitting stuff, then he would have had to pay for the PTO and all of it over again. Instead of making me go through all that, I could just order a new one. So, of course, business has been really slow. And have decided that the reason it's slow is I'm not getting push mowers. I'm not getting weed eaters anymore. We haven't gotten any. I think there's been 3 push mowers here. That's it. I think 3. This entire season since March. And we've only had 1 weed eater. So everybody's going to electric, which is a shame. I mean, working on push mowers is one of the, well, most of the time weed eaters are one of the easiest things, but push mowers and weed eaters are the easiest things to work on. So now we're only getting riding mowers. So I've been sitting here and I talked to Carolyn this morning and I said, you know, maybe if we eliminate, you know, don't think about last year about all the push mowers and weed eaters, I bet we're getting the same number of riding mowers. And I bet that's true. I bet we are getting about the same number of riding mowers. So, you know, I looked, you know, briefly thought about, what about ATVs? Should I start working on ATVs? And I'm not going to. I don't have the tools. I don't want to invest in them. You know, they got fuel injectors, so that means you got those computers, and you gotta have to test the computers. You have to have a computer reader, and the thing is, you would probably have to have a computer reader for every type of ATV out there. You know, you got Kawasaki or Suzuki, you know, whatever you got. You'd have to have one for each brand. They don't standardize those, at least from what I've seen, they don't. So just stick with lawnmowers. And the thing is this is a hobby business. I would like to have a little bit more business, but we don't, so be it. As long as I can get enough to make videos for the other channel, so when I crawl into retirement, that other channel can help me out a little bit. And I've been trying to buy lawnmowers so we can flip them. I've been really trying to think about how we're going to flip lawnmowers. And but this year they really want ridiculous prices for lawnmowers that aren't running. Yeah, I don't think it's the transmission doesn't work and it won't start. It needs a new battery. It's got a bad belt on the deck. $400. Anybody knows what they're doing should be able to fix it pretty easy. You can't, but you want $400 for something that doesn't run? There's a Beast. It's a little newer and it's red, but there's a Beast on Facebook Marketplace. He wants $2,500 for it. The Beast is 26 years old. So let's say this is a 2002 because it's red, so it's probably a little newer. And he wants $2,500. I bought the Beast for $100, and all I did was put a belt on the drive. I mean, I changed the oil and all that, but it didn't need that. I did that as a maintenance. And since then, but that, you know, that got it running, got it going. But since then, I've put a few other things on it: starter, ignition coils, carburetor, and I had a vapor lock I had to fix. But I mean, it's been a great lawnmower. So they just want way too much money this year. So if you'll click this up next box, take the video over to my other channel, really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you to really think about what you're doing instead of just spouting off. Oh, if I were you. So you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.